All right, let's see what our shelf looks like. So I could see we have some support that failed over there, and I saw there was another one over here that failed very early, but it looked like it recovered. And then I saw that this one also failed, and it evidently recovered a little bit. I put some extra layers and with my strategic technique so that hopefully the hooks don't just break off. I do find that these silk PLA, it's a little challenging in some ways, but in other ways it prints really awesomely. And so I did some extra features to basically put a bunch of extra layers in locally at the hooks. So I think they're pretty good. This guy looks to be a little compromised. So I'm kind of okay if a couple of the hooks don't work out greatly. So this my custom sports here that has this kind of straddling feature. So those are kind of working out pretty good as I expected. And I put these bunch of splits so they would break out fairly easily. This guy was obviously it was compromised, but it really came out really good. This guy, the earlier version, that guy skipped a little bit, so this guy's a little bit not perfect. In a print like this, you take a little bit of a imperfection, you take them, because as long as it comes out okay, then okay. So mostly, like I think all these hooks came out not 100% perfect, but all of them. So this one is probably the worst one. It's kind of got a little Shirley Temple going on, and this guy a little offset. I could cut that off with some side cutters or whatever you call them. That guy, that just popped out nicely. So these are all looking really good, I think. And what does the top look like? So that's the big question. So this textured bed is the key to this whole shelf. Oh, look at that. It's pretty. And I experimented with putting a name in text on the bed, but it was kind of like getting a tattoo Rex on there. So I left it off. I can see we'll get rid of the brim. All right, we got rid of the brim. Now we got rid of some of the brim. All right, so we need to get rid of more of the brim eventually. But that texture, man, that is really cool. I really like that texture. Very happy with this shelf. Came out really good. We got all these hooks underneath. I can hang like my keys or my earbuds or my USB cables or my, I don't know, handcuffs, zipper mask. I don't know, I'm just throwing shit out there. I mean, stuff. I actually don't own a zipper mask or handcuffs. I was just making stuff up. So as far as the texture goes, I see a little bit of roughness right there, but really very happy with it. So I should explain when I did a lot of experimentation with this, and I had to adjust the Z offset. The silk PLA, in some ways, does an awesome job of just being super high quality, and in other ways, adds a few challenges. And so, in this case, I did do a bunch of experimenting with the Z offset, which in the later version of the Creality Print Slicer, like is it 5.0 or 3.0 or whatever it is, and later, I don't even see how you can adjust the Z offset. I don't even see how you can adjust the temperature other than manually editing the G code. And so I believe I sliced this in the older version. And this, I want to say this is like minus 0.02 millimeter on the Z offset. And I can see this one little spot where it's a little bit roughed up, but really this came out. No, you know what? This was actually zero. This was actually minus 0.00 Z offset, because I did some experimentation, and then I did like a minus 0.04 and minus 0.03, and I decided that a minus 0.03 was the ideal. But then when I went and printed it, it wasn't. And so I made two more slices, and I did a minus 0.00, which was zero, and I was going to just verify that that was okay, and then actually do the minus 0.02 millimeter Z offset. But I decided that I was going to trust the 0.00 equals zero and call it good enough. And really, I see very minor imperfections, and I'm very happy with how this shelf came out. And so the whole point of this shelf was I already had basically this shelf, other than now I have more hooks. So the original one had, I think, kind of these hooks, but I figured I would add more hooks. I have these extra support materials that I made. I'll have to get rid of those. There's extra material there. But the original, I have a white one that was just like white Hyper PLA or whatever, and it was just basically these back hooks and not these front hooks. But I figured when I got this new bed, I was like, that would make a really cool shelf, and so I would make this shelf. It's pretty cool, right? And so there were definitely some failures, but after a bunch of tries, looking really good. And like I say, I added extra hooks so I can hang more things. Like I'll hang like my Bluetooth speaker from a carabiner, and like I say, my earbuds or USB cables. I hang a whole bunch of these. I have one of these in my kitchen by my back door. I have one in my bathroom. And I figure I'll put another one up like in my outside my bedroom probably, and in my office near my desk. So I'll probably make actually a few more of these. But this actually really came out good, and I was never too motivated to make many more because I already had two in the strategic places I wanted. There it goes. This silk PLA, I like how strong it is, and I like how clean it prints. It can be challenging on the first layers. So you can see there, I just busted off the custom supports. These are just custom supports that I designed so that it could print, because these are obviously like undercuts, right? If I try to print this without any special supports, it's going to be problematic. And if I try to print it with automatic supports, then it's also problematic. But how cool is that print bed with that texture? So I think this is really cool. And as I said, I actually printed one, or just the first few layers, with a name on it, and it was really cool. So I was thinking that I could actually put my logo or different color logo or a name or all kinds of different things. But I was going to do that, and then I was like, you know what, I just want just the clean shelf surface. So as you can see here, I have holes on the back, so I can put some screws in the wall and hang this on the wall. And I already know that this is going to work great because I have, oh, you know what, I actually have another shelf, a much more recent video, where I printed to store some weightlifting clamps and dumbbells and some various weightlifting stuff, because I'm obviously jacked. But so actually I have 3 of these shelves already mounted in my house, but this is the latest, and I think this is pretty cool. This is this gray silk PLA. Let's see what it is. I'm gonna pull it off from the back. I do really like this color. I ordered a few different colors of silk PLA. I'm really liking the silk PLA. This is iron gray silk PLA. Doesn't say who makes it. I'm not sure. I could look it up. Ask me in the comments if you really want to know. But I think it looks really excellent, and I think this will go This one will probably go like either next to my bed or maybe outside my bedroom door, or maybe in my office next to my desk. It might be next to my desk, but the better photo op is probably outside my bedroom door. We'll see what happens. But stay tuned, and I'm probably going to print a few more of these. Unfortunately, I was trying to print this other electronics caddy, and having all kinds of problems with that with my K1 Max. I blame the Silk PLA. Silk PLA is awesome, but the profiles in the Creality Print Slicer, I'm having issues with needing to make my custom profiles. And with the newest slicer, or even relatively newer slicers versions, you can't even adjust the temperature, as far as I can tell, and you also can't adjust the Z offset, as far as I can tell. And so I'm messing with it in the older version. I am able to adjust those things, although it's a little buggy. I might talk about that a little bit. But in any case, as you can see, able to have some pretty good success here. Look at that color pattern. I like that color pattern a lot. Very cool. All right, if this is okay, like and subscribe and share and comment and all those other cool things that you can do to help to grow my channel. Look at these hooks. I like it. I'm gonna hang stuff from these hooks. Rock and roll.